In this video, we will be learning about the differences between formative and summative usability evaluation. So before we get into that, let us see what's the meaning behind them. So formative testing helps improve a product while it is being developed. It involves getting feedback from a small group of users to find any issues or areas that can be made better. The focus is on identifying problems and making changes to enhance the product's usability and user experience. On the other hand, summative testing happens at the end of the development process. It assesses how well the product performs and how satisfied the users are with it. This type of testing involves collecting data from a larger group of users to measure the product's effectiveness and compare it to a specific goals or benchmark. On the other hand, summative testing happens at the end of the development process. It assesses how well the product performs and how satisfied users are with it. So this type of testing involves collecting data from a larger group of users to measure the product's effectiveness and also compare it with specific goals. So let us see one by one what's the difference between formative and summative usability evaluation. So formative usability evaluation is done in the early stages of project, whereas summative usability evaluation is done at the end of design and development process. So formative usability evaluation has small sample sizes for testing. It is around 3 to 5 users. And summative usability evaluation involves larger sample sizes, which are usually 20 or more. So formative usability evaluation focuses on iterative testing, means testing again and again, and refinement. Refinement is making it better and better. Whereas summative usability evaluation provides an overall assessment of the product's usability. So what do we mean by this is, formative usability evaluation checks even the smallest parts, whereas summative usability evaluation checks everything on the whole. Formative usability evaluation aims to identify usability issues and guide design improvements. So it is somewhat related to the previous slide where we identify the usability issues and also make changes, refine things and make improvements to our design. Whereas summative usability evaluation focuses on comparing results against predefined criteria or benchmarks, which means there is some sort of benchmark kept from the beginning. Also a benchmark can be, a previous version of the website or a competitor's website. So comparing to that, the summative usability evaluation is done. So formative usability evaluation collects qualitative data through methods like usability testing, interviews, and observation. So there are no metrics. There are no particular metrics followed when you collect qualitative data. It is everything in words. Whereas summative usability evaluation collects quantitative data to measure specific usability metrics. So you can see there are different graphs. So when we compare with our benchmark, we see how many people are, trying to finish a particular task. How many have succeeded in finishing the task? How many have not succeeded in finishing a task? All these can be represented in the form of numbers. So that is what we mean by quantitative data. So formative usability evaluation emphasizes early detection of problems. So as you test it again and again, you can see the problems. So the earlier we detect the problems, the more it becomes easier later on. Whereas summative usability evaluation validates whether the product meets usability goals and requirements. So on the whole, is it usable or not, is what summative usability evaluation focuses on. So formative usability evaluation utilizes testing methods such as paper prototyping or interactive prototypes. Whereas summative usability evaluation provides feedback for future improvements and iterations. So once your product is ready, you give it to the users and then they test it out and then they give you the feedback. So once again, you need to start from designing it for summative usability evaluation. Whereas for formative usability evaluation, even from the smallest, even from the earliest stage, like paper prototyping, like when you sketch it out and make a prototype out of your sketches, even then formative usability evaluation can be done.